What comes up with your mind when you think about billionaires like Elon Musk, George Soros, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos? Greedy, evil billionaires? They probably exploit people? It must be nice to be born rich. What if I told you that's what the government, Hollywood, and the mainstream media have you conditioned to think? Think about it, from evil landlords to greedy CEOs. Rich people are always portrayed as the bad guys. And if you buy into this lie, you'll never want to be rich. Because why would a good person like you would ever want to be the villain? All rich people are evil and greedy is one of the lies that keep people broke. And let me tell you why. Alright, let's think about this. Every time we see wealth in Hollywood, it's always tied to greed and corruption. It's always tied to some corporate people exploiting the little guys. They are always the bad guys. But on the rare occasion that the rich person is the protagonist, for example, like Tony Stark, Iron Man, they had to make him a self-absorbed jerk. Like they can't ever be just regular people. Or what about Batman, Bruce Wayne? They had to make him a traumatized vigilante, wearing a rubber suit, running around at night like a weirdo. Who are you calling a weirdo? Swear to me! Shut up, Batman. You're more of a psychopath than a hero. And don't even get me started about how landlords are always portrayed as a bad guy. You never see a property owner who always maintains his buildings nicely and treats his tenants well, and who just wants to make a better life for him and his family. It's always that evil, greedy slumlord trying to evict that single mother with 5 kids. The message of Hollywood and the media: if you're rich, you must have done something shady to get there. But let's look at reality. Are there rich people who are greedy and corrupt? Absolutely. But are there also poor people who scam people, steal, and take advantage of others? Also, absolutely. Money doesn't make you good or bad. It just amplifies who you already are. Now, I know this is not a religious channel, but the only book I'm familiar with that talks about good and bad is the Bible. And for a book that a lot of people claim is anti-money, it sure has a lot of rich people in it. For example, Abraham. The Bible literally says he is very rich in gold, silver, and cattle. And it even has to specify the word very on the rich. As a matter of fact, he is so rich that he took hundreds of his trained servants and went to war against 5 kingdoms and won. And then we have King Solomon, Bible says is the wealthiest man to have ever lived. And then we have Job, who has everything and then lost it, and God restored twice his wealth. And then there's King David. He's a warrior king with massive riches. And then there's some people, oh, but the Bible's only talking about spiritual wealth. No, the Bible explicitly say what they are rich with. Either gold, land. But to get to the point, according to the Bible, these were not corrupt people. These were people favored by God. And if you ever heard about the parable of the talents, you know how serious wealth building is. So this is how it goes. A master gives his 3 servants different amounts of money. They called it talents. And the master gave it to the servants based on the servants' abilities. One gets 5 talents, doubles it to 10. Another gets 2 talents and doubles it into 4. The last guy, he gets 1 talent. And what does he do next? He buries it in the dirt. When the master returns, he praises the first 2 for investing and multiplying what they were given. But the guy who buried his talent, he gets scolded. His master called him, "You slothful, wicked servant." And then the master takes his money away and gives it to the other 2. Talk about taxing the poor and giving it to the rich. How dare you? Now imagine if that happened today, especially in the United States where people are screaming to tax the rich. But the lesson here is clear. If you do nothing with what you have, you do not deserve more. You've all heard it before. Money is the root of all evil. Preach it, Pastor! Woo! Thank you very much. Thank you. But that's not even what the Bible says. The actual verse says, the love of money is the root of all evil. And poor people would say, oh, but the rich people love money so much. But between the two, who's waking up Monday through Friday trying to hustle for money and working for money until 65 years old or more? Just saying. Money itself isn't evil. It's a tool. It feeds families. How can it be evil? It builds businesses, creates jobs, improves lives. A hammer can build a house or break a window. A knife can make a meal for a family or commit a crime. It all depends on who's using it. If you think money is evil, you'll subconsciously push it away. You'll never want to be rich because deep down, you don't want to be one of the evil people. And that's exactly how they keep you broke. Ever wonder why this idea is pushed so hard? Why the media, Hollywood, and politicians constantly demonize wealth while they steal it themselves? Because a broke population is easy to control. If you're struggling to pay rent, you'll accept whatever handouts they give you. If they got you used to being lazy, independent, they can make you think whatever they want you to think, as long as they feed your lifestyle of being dependent. If you believe that wealth is bad, you will not fight for financial independence. They want you to be dependent, but you're also actually the one working for them. They want you to be trapped in a cycle. Meanwhile, they're the ones getting rich, making millions while selling you a lie. Rich people are greedy. Here's the reality. Rich people are not automatically greedy. Most landlords are not BlackRock or Vanguard. Most of landlords are just like me, who just try to make better lives for their families. Poor people are not automatically good. A lot of them are criminals, scammers, who have nothing to their name but will steal from you in a heartbeat. Money makes you more of what you already are. If you're generous when you're broke, you'll be even more generous when you're rich. If you're generous when you're broke, there's not much to be generous about. There's not much to give. If you're generous and you're broke, why aren't you trying to be rich so you have more to be generous about? Before I give my final thoughts, here are some few words from one of my idols, Myron Golden.
People say, well, I just think rich people should give more of their money away. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you really believe that? I really believe that. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Are you rich? No. Do you give most of your money away? No, I would, but if I was rich. Okay, so then if you really believe that rich people should give all their money away, if what you think they should give their money away to was really that valuable to you, you would value it enough to go get rich and give all your money to it. It's so fascinating how much people believe they know what somebody else should do with their money, but you don't even care enough to go make enough money to do that thing yourself.
All right, so if you think that rich people are greedy and evil, you'll never want to be rich yourself. And if you don't want to be rich, even subconsciously, you'll never put in the work needed to be rich. You'll never put in the work needed to change your financial future. And then there's these people who think, well, they think, but they're actually making excuses. They say, I don't want to make too much. I don't want to be too rich, because there may be nothing left for other people. First of all, you working harder and smarter is not going to make other people get up their butts. It's like oxygen. You take a deep breath, suck in all these air. Other people around you is not going to run out of breath. They're going to run out of air if they're sick or if they decided not to breathe. Not because of you as an individual who wanted to be prosperous and abundant. If you're screaming tax the rich, you're probably not planning to be rich, because you're basically screaming to tax yourself. That's why if you're screaming to tax the rich, either you don't want to be rich or you're insecure and you don't think you can be rich. But if you understand that money is just a tool and countless of people who came from nothing have achieved wealth, you'll realize that being wealthy is not only possible, it's your responsibility. Because when good people have money, good things happen. For more investing, finance, real estate, and macroeconomics, let's all learn wealthy together. I'll see you in the next video.